you. Shalom, saints. Abba, we thank you. Abba, we thank you. Abba, we thank you. Abba, we thank you. Abba, we thank you.
I'm saying
Abba, we
welcome to
thank
House
you.
of Israel,
Abba,
Nigeria. At House of Israel, we share 5 unique visions. Our vision is to be a worshiping people. Our vision is to be an evangelistic community. Our vision is to be a discipleship center. Our vision is to be an equipping network. Our vision is to be a worldwide witness of Yeshua the Messiah. This 5 core vision guides and directs our actions and programs at House of Israel, Nigeria. We believe we have been called to catalyze a spiritual awakening in the nations. And through our teachings and programs and publications, we've been able to transform and shape the lives of countless around the world. We want you to continue to pray with us and partner with us in this vision of being a discipleship center of global awakening. We believe we've been called to establish a training facility where people all across Africa and the world can be deeply taught the word of YeHoVaH, taught his commandment, and taught his law, and by so doing, we experience transformation globally. This is our role and this is our job. We believe this to be a lifelong commitment, and we welcome you to be a part with us and to get involved with House of Israel, Nigeria, in making this a reality. To learn more about us, quickly go on our website, www.hoinigeria.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Shalom.
Thank you, Abba. We bless your name. We bless your name, Abba. 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 Abba, Father, we thank you. Abba, Father, we thank you. Abba, 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 we thank you for your steadfast love. We thank you for your steadfast mercy. We thank you, your goodness, your kindness, your love, your mercies, they are new every morning. Your mercies, they are new every morning. Your mercies, they are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. For the kindness you've shown to your people, we thank you for the deliverance from destruction, deliverance from reproach, deliverance from shame, deliverance from trouble, deliverance from the works of the adversary. We thank you, Abba. We thank you, Abba. We thank you, Abba, for the snare you have caused us to pass through. The snare you have delivered us from, Abba. We thank you from every snare, in which you gave us deliverance and freedom. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. We are so grateful. We are so grateful. We are so grateful. We are thankful. We are thankful. We are thankful. We are thankful. We appreciate you. We thank you, Abba. In Yeshua's precious name we pray. Amen. I want to pray, saints. It's so important. Prayer is our communication platform with Elohim. And you are not going to show Elohim you honor him if you don't talk to him. But Sabbath day is a divine appointment. The Sabbath day is a divine schedule. It means Abba already knows he has given you an appointment, and you're here to honor the appointment of Abba. Ask Abba this morning that He will have His way in your life. Man's biggest struggle is that man hardly gives God His way. Man is ever wrestling with YeHoVaH. Man is ever in a battle against YeHoVaH. Man is unwilling to surrender the fight to YeHoVaH. He can go ahead, run head and scatter, he can run to and fro, but to submit to the government of Elohim, man will struggle. This morning, say, Abba, please have your way in me. Please have your way in me. I'm not going to resist you, Abba. I'm not going to resist you. Yes, have your way in me. Have your way in me. Have your way in me. I know I could be rebellious. I know I can be full of hot-headedness. I know I could go my way in many ways. I know I could resist you so many ways. I knew many times temptation has swept me off my path. I know when you brought me that conviction, that correction. I know, but Abba, would you have your way? Have your way in my life today. Begin to have your way. I want you to have your way in me. Abba, have your way in me. Abba, have your way in me. Abba, have your way in me today. I pray you have your way in me. Cause there to be an opening of my heart to you, that I may receive your precious word. Abba, have your way. 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 Have your way in me. Abba, have your way in me. Dear Elohim, have your way in me. Have your way in me. That you may do the work of perfection in me. That you may do the work of perfection in me. The work of perfection. The work of renewal of my spirit, the work of cleansing of my heart, the work of sanctification, the work of cleansing, the work of restoration, the work of purification, the work of deliverance, the work of divine help. Have your way in me, that you might do your work, that special work that only you can do, that thing that only you can do in me. Abba, have your way in me, that thou mightest do thy work in me, that thou mightest accomplish your assignment, your purpose in me. Would you have your way in me, Abba? Would you have your way in me, Abba? Except you help me, I cannot help myself. Except you lift me, I cannot lift myself. Abba, help me. Except you reveal yourself to me, I am blinded. Abba, have your way in me. Have your way in me today. In my home, in my ministry, in my family, in my place of work, in my assignments. Have your way in me. In my heart, have your way in me. In my mindset, have your way in me. In every way, have your way. Abba, have your way. Abba, have your way. I pray you have your way today, Abba, in every life present today. And those watching through every other social media platform, Abba, have your way in us today. Have your way in us today. In Yeshua's precious name, we pray. Amen. I'm going to ask about, Father, tell him, grant to me a seeing eyes and a hearing ear. Give me the eyes to see and an ear to hear. Lift up your voice and Father, give me eyes to see and ears to hear. Give me eyes to see and ear to hear. I pray for the impartation of a hearing ear, of a hearing ear, of a seeing eyes, of a seeing eyes. The world is empty. It falls upon deaf ears, except you open the ears of men. The seed fell upon rocky ground, and the seed could not produce. We pray the word of the word will produce result as you open the heart and the eyes and the ears of the saints round about the world to receive, to hear, to hearken. Grant eyes to see, perception, insight, hearing, that we may hear Abba, we may hear Elohim, that we will hear Elohim, we will hear what he has to say, we will hear what Abba is saying, that we will hear what Abba is saying, we will hear what Abba is saying. Eyes to see and ears to hear. Eyes to see and ears to hear. Eyes to see and ears to hear. We bless you, Abba. We bless you, Abba. We bless you, Abba Elohim. We bless you, Abba Elohim. Thank you, Abba. In Yeshua's precious name, we pray. Amen. We are entering a new level of understanding. Are we together? Yes. We are entering what? A new level of understanding. Many years ago, the understanding of people was limited to how far they could travel. So when they saw the sea, they said like, "Wow!" They were like, the sea the sea to them was a barricade to travel. Until men woke up, new level, and began to build ocean liners, build massive ships, and men level of traveling changed. The same sea that others saw and said, "This sea means there's no way forward." Men built ships upon seas. A time came, men say, it's time to fly. Others say it's impossible to fly. Men don't fly. Two young men woke up, the Wright brothers, caught the vision of an aeroplane, and today men fly in the air. It is new level of understanding. If not, you will be struggling until a new level comes. You cannot say. A time came, men look into the sky. They saw the sun. They saw the moon. They said, what is up there? Nobody knew. Other men woke up. Understanding came. They began to build rockets. Now we have spaceships, space aircrafts. Men now travel to space for holiday. It is new level of understanding. You can never fly beyond the new level of understanding. So your level now is the level of your understanding. For the next level, you need a new level of understanding. Years ago, the computers that was developed were massive computers. Years have come and gone. The computers we have now, the speed level is enormous. Times have changed. And when there's no level of understanding, the old vanishes. Typewriters vanishes, big computers, big screen vanishes. Everything is now made slimmer. Are you prepared for the new level of understanding? That's the key. You cannot enter the next level without the new level of understanding that next level. So YeHoVaH is saying that we are entering a new level of understanding. That's why you pray that Allah will prepare you for this new level. So when we are talking certain language, you won't say, what are they talking about? Because now if you mention things like algorithm, things like computer languages now, my grandmother, my father cannot catch up anymore. He was in the industrial age. Now, men have gone beyond 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, now 5G. AI. Men are already prepared right now to lose their job because why? There's now robotic creation. Robots that have emotion. It's not a robot. We have robots that have emotion. Robot with emotion. Human being. So this is no more industrial age is over. So the new level of understanding has come. If not, you can't function. When I go to one particular airport when I travel, I had not used the restroom. I go to the restroom. I saw everything. You don't flush by your head. Everything was computerized. So I got there. I could not use it. I could not use it. I wanted the wee. I could not function because why? Even the whole process was computer. So I was standing. I didn't want to play with food. I couldn't function. I was just using style to hold my phone. I was calculating how these things work. Everything is now based on sensor. Sensor. They build sensor around everything. So if you don't have that understanding, you can't function. In the ways of God, they are understanding. Lift up your voice towards heaven. Say, Father, bring me into that new level of understanding today. In my new season, in this new season, you are opening. In the new season, you are opening. Bring me into that new level of understanding. Help me gain the new level of understanding. The new level of understanding as we enter the new level of understanding. May I not be left out. 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 In the name of Yeshua Messiah, may I not be left out. Because my eyes will see, my ears will hear. May I not be left out. Thank you, Abba, Father. May we not be left out in this new level of understanding. May I not be left out. May I not be left out. Grant me high perception of your times, your ways, your seasons, your moments, your actions, your activities on the earth. Help me not miss your movement. Help me not miss your assignment. Help me not miss your calling. Help me not miss your commissioning. Help me not miss your mandate. Help me not miss the wind. Help me not miss the fire. Help me not miss the cloud. Help me not miss it. Thank you, Abba, Father. We appreciate you. We thank you. Thank you, Abba. In Yeshua's mighty name, we are praying. Amen. Abba, thank you this morning. I appreciate you. We ask you cause us to receive the message you have in store for us with a heart of desire. Let no one go back the same way they came. Every anxiety and fear and weight and worries and fear, whatever may militate against what you say, I decree, I resist that manipulation. And I pray for peace in the heart of everyone present here and those who are watching. Amen. Let your word be exalted in our hearts and bring us healing. Amen. Yeshua's precious name, pray. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have your seat in your heart's presence. I want to appreciate and welcome each one of you to our special Shabbat Holy Convocation service today. I hope you came with your Bibles and pen. I wish you Shabbat Shalom this morning. Shabbat Shalom to you. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to our viewers. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, my brothers. Shabbat Shalom. For those who are on their way, Shabbat Shalom today. I pray that they will not be manipulated to miss out on what YeHoVaH is saying. And I decree and declare over everyone who's watching through Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and every other social media platform we are broadcasting this message to you. Please like our page on Facebook and share this broadcast. Invite your families and friends to be a part of this broadcast today. And once again, this is House of Israel, Nigeria. Our vision is to be a worshiping people. Our vision is to be an evangelistic community. Our vision is to be a discipleship center. Our vision is to be an equipping network. Our vision is to be a worldwide witness of Yeshua, the Messiah. And I'll be bringing us a brief message that is so important in the heart of YeHoVaH, because this message aligns with the prophetic word that we are entering a new level of understanding. The message is titled The Presence and the Glory of Elohim. The Presence and the Glory of Elohim. Many years ago, I traveled to my hometown. That was when the inception of telephones and emails, during the times when telephones and emails came on the scene. So I was with my grandmother. I told my grandmother I would call my mother in Lagos. My grandmother said impossible. She had never seen a telephone. So we dialed the number and he said hello. And my mother picks the call. And my grandmother is blown into an overwhelming sense of, what is this? She's both excited and confused. Why? The understanding of the apparatus was her confusion. That you can be in Ohafia, Abia State, and hear the voice of someone in Lagos was a mystery I had to explain to her. A mystery we all not take for granted. You can pick a phone now, but if you can pick a phone now, call his wife who is home, and then the time and space is meshed. Years back, men will have to wonder at the reality that's how this could be. That I'm here right now with a telephone, people are watching the broadcast live at the same time in their own house, Asia, America, China, at the same time. This would have been an impossibility in the minds of people 100 years back. But now we are no longer surprised, and we should be careful. You should be careful. YeHoVaH is opening our minds to a new level of understanding, and I'm praying that you will equally allow him to open your mind to this new level of understanding. Why, if not, you will fight against it. The Sabbath has always been, because YeHoVaH created the Sabbath on the seventh day. I mentioned it. Sabbath was made for man. YeHoVaH made the Sabbath. And the Sabbath was lost. It was lost because men changed YeHoVaH's times and seasons. And then we all, if not all of us, we are ones of formerly members of a Sunday church, Sunday worship. The understanding we had was influenced and shaped by our religious background. Until YeHoVaH allowed us to gain this understanding. And the understanding of the Sabbath is now rising again in homes and families, in the heart of so many people. People are no longer asking, are you Sabbatarian? Are you Seventh-day Adventist? When you mention Sabbath, they are now realizing the Sabbath is a commandment of the Creator. It has nothing to do with being a Sabbatarian. It is not the belonging of the Seventh-day Adventist. It is a commandment of the Creator. And with the understanding of the Sabbath, or the restoration of the knowledge of the Sabbath, YeHoVaH is also increasing our understanding of the fullness of the knowledge of the Sabbath. So we won't teach it religiously or put men in bondage by a shallow knowledge of the Sabbath, because that's what people have done. Don't eat, don't cook, don't fry plantain, don't use the Bible. Ritual, religion, Judaism, tradition. So men have brought a cake, traditional misinterpretation to a truth that is bigger than them. Because why? You can't preach a truth beyond your understanding of it. How accurate we present a truth is based on the understanding of it. That's why the more you understand truth, the lesser there is conflict. That's why many times when they fly rockets to space, trial version, sometimes there's casualty. The casualties are guinea pigs. They're experiments. As you keep trying, you're gaining understanding. Sometimes to gain understanding, there will be casualty. So after trials, experiments, the same rockets now have 100% safety of going and coming. Because why? They've now mastered the understanding of how to stick a rocket to space without crashing or without casualty. So understanding is a process. So the knowledge of the Sabbath is a process understanding that we are ever gaining and receiving from YeHoVaH. We are ever gaining and increasing in the understanding of the Sabbath. This morning, there's an understanding I will be bringing to our ears and our hearts. This understanding should change your whole life. It should change it. It should change it. Well, now let me share a little bit. There's the understanding of deliverance. When people feel they are bound by demonic spirits in African setting, they will tell you to go to your village. They will tell you to do A and B. That is the understanding of certain denominations. Often, people call their understanding the truth or the word of YeHoVaH. Instead of saying this is what we think it is. So we find out that so many people have tried so many things and it is not working. And the church is here to say these things we're doing seems not to be working. Perhaps we need a new understanding about it. That's why religion. Yeah, that's why religion is the bottom there. If you feel cold, please, okay, just don't worry. We'll help you out. So just regulate the temperature. Thank you. Now that's why people often make mockery of religion. Because why? Religion claims perfected knowledge, whereas it only has a process understanding. You pray for something, there's no result. And you're praying, you keep shaking your head, there's no result. And you've not asked question, where am I erring? Where am I erring? Where am I getting this wrong? Perhaps I need to seek somebody who has results in this aspect. That's why even in medicine, they have chief surgeons. There are those who have had result in operations. They could cut people apart, CS operation, they've not had one failure. Why? Through understanding, they are now successful in that operation. A novice may attempt it luckily and fail the next time because why? It's a lucky result. But over time, you now gain understanding that makes you the master in that field. Now, whenever any case is brought before you, you're a master because why? You now have got the understanding. The church is filled with people who have no understanding of how things work. They are only working by assumption. Prayer is assumption. That's why after the prayer, we shout and jump, we go out still speaking doubts, unbelief, and fear. Because why? Even what you ask for, you know you didn't, you yourself can tell yourself, God did not hear you. You are only presuming that there will be a lucky answer to your prayers. That's why men go from church to church. They are trying to find to hit which one will work for me. But until you are set to gain the understanding of how God makes things work, understanding is process. It is schooling, it is learning, it is tutelage, it is discipleship. Understanding is the work. If you have understanding, you can sleep, and this laptop, once you have understanding, you can close your eyes and be typing. I know a guy who can be discussing and is typing, the speed is alarming. Understanding has come. You can cast out devil eating amala. You can relax and go, things will be happening while the basis of the result is not understanding. It's not unlock. YeHoVaH wants to bring us to the place where the basis of our results is that there's an understanding we have behind it. So that's why companies spend billions and millions yearly in research, in training their staff. Why? They can have better understanding of what it takes to be the best. But what we do, we assume if we just pour oil on people's head and say, go in peace, then they will be successful. And then we discover that after the pouring of the oil, the Holy Ghost fire, people are still myopic, failures, limited, because why? They don't have understanding. Understanding is what sets you apart in the realms of dominion. In the realms of dominion, understanding is what sets you apart. That's why men fight for it. America and Russia was in this at the same contemporary season, combating who will first take his first man to space. I think Russia beat America to it first. Eventually, who got to space determined who controlled the whole world. After those seasons, America was now the chief world power. Why? They had more understanding of technology, of science, of medicine. So America became the world power. China was behind, doing what? Gaining understanding. Sometimes it's not by rushing, it is by just calming down. Let others go ahead of you. You'll be gaining understanding. Today, when China's please off silence, please. So now today, see what happened. See what happened to China. When the Huawei phone got to America, America thought China was joking. Eventually, what happens next is they launched in the realms of 5G. The US sanctions China. This 5G stuff, because you're the first guys to get this knowledge. You can't rule. You can't rule through it. See what Chinese are producing today. See what Chinese are. See what's happening in China. There's now this massive release of understanding. And they are using the understanding to even buy up some African countries. They are using the understanding now to rule over the poor, over nations. Nations that have no understanding, like poor African nations, are now the ones subservient and begging for loan. Why not ask them what understanding enabled you rise this far? Because understanding is behind every breakthrough. That's why I'm saying this to lay the foundation. You must be a seeker of understanding. And God's word provides us the privilege to gain understanding. It says, get wisdom, get understanding. Understanding is crucial. Is the force behind how things work. How things work. How do you put a microchip, a wire, this together, and you form this? Some of those things you're like looking at it, you're like, how do people create this kind of work? It's the breadth of understanding. And the more we play down on understanding through religion, you come in here, no Bible in your hands, no notepad to take notes, and you're waiting for anointing oil. So that they put anointing for healing, anointing for prosperity, anointing. So these guys who are mechanical businessmen, prophets, already have anointing oil. They don't put everything for different bottle, different name, all to market. So for the believer who has no understanding, he becomes a victim of merchandising prophets. Because why? They don't care if they don't have understanding. They just tell you, shout, jump, and shout, hallelujah, and your prayer will go away. And you don't jump out, you don't even break chair. There are those who they are good in breaking chairs, church chairs. The demon is gone. Yes, man of God, thank you. I'm delivered. And then you go back home. We know you are not delivered. But on television, they've claimed deliverance, and with that deliverance, they've gained more audience. So these are marketers. Until you sit down and get understanding, the devil does not go away. This devil, see, this wrestling with the devil is not going away until Messiah comes. So he's here with you until this comes of Messiah. So why is here with you? I don't think oil will not chase him away. Understanding is what will keep him afar. I'm telling you. So that's why I want you to have understanding this morning. So if not, I'll just talk and say, Pastor, after everything, you go back and I've seen those circles. We've got to gain understanding of how it works. Hey. When we began this project, I faced one big temptation. The temptation came because I wanted this work to meet the deadline of its completion. And I had the previous engineer who was coming from Anambra State to Port Harcourt for the project. And this guy was trying to force me that the only time he can work best is on a Sabbath day. And I made it clear to him that before this work starts, this is a Sabbath observing ministry. We don't work on a Sabbath. One particular time he tried to twist my hands and say, I said, why not work on Sunday? He said, no, on Sundays is own church days. So there was now this struggle. He saw I really wanted this work completed. The day he was about to twist my hand and make me violate the law of YeHoVaH, I was on my way. I'd gone home that night, and I heard the voice of YeHoVaH saying to me, the Lord said to me clearly, do you want the building or do you want my presence? See, God does not struggle with you in my understanding of his work. If you're trying to impose your wishes, YeHoVaH will ask you a question. Now that's what N says. If YeHoVaH sees that you are a person trying to impose your wish, I want this, he will ask you a question. And that question is what will separate the whole fight between you and him. Do you want the building or do you want my presence? And I knew what it meant. I knew if I said the building, that meant the building will be completed, but his presence will not be here. People may not know in 7 years. Because why? They will see beautiful buildings and say, now God, do I hey, they'll be dancing around and singing, but there's no God here. I will know it because why? I knew when I asked the question. People hardly know where God is not. Because why? The nice singing, nice voice, nice AC environment can make people less discerning. He asked me, do you want the building or do you want my presence? Oh, that day I was broken. I knew I had missed it. I told YeHoVaH, I said, YeHoVaH, I want your presence. That day was my freedom from that weight of desire to have this whole thing completed. And then, so from that point on till date, we have not violated the commandment of the 7th day for this project anytime. If this building is completed and God is not here, we have failed. If this building is completed and YeHoVaH's presence and glory is not here, we have failed. And many times the failure is not obvious even in 7 years. Men can still go about with residues of the past of God, residues of manipulations, and packaging can still hold the pretense of God's presence, but the end will reveal that YeHoVaH's presence is not in the work. So something else happened to me yesterday. I came into the site yesterday. I was having two feelings. I felt the work was slow. And then behind my mind I was asking, what do I do next? I know there's the roofing to be done. I also know there are other things to be done at the same time. So I'm not asking, what do I do next? What do I do next? I was just in the midst of trouble and anxiety of what next? What I was pacing around. And in my frustration, I knew YeHoVaH was speaking. But my state was against or permitting the voice of YeHoVaH to pass through. This is so important, but this is my own journey, and you will have your own peculiar place in life where you face the same thing. So I'm giving you the keys of how to know these things and how to allow YeHoVaH to help you through them. Eventually, a friend of mine who's a prophetess comes with the word of YeHoVaH. And I came to Apostle Bailey, who has spoken about faith and peace and prayer and praise. How prayer and praise helps you break where I was in my mind. How could I break out of the anxiety, frustration, and then hear God's voice? I was to tune into prayer and praise. Prayer and praise is a frequency that shuts your loud mind to allow the voice of YeHoVaH to come out. So when she mentioned that word, prayer and praise brings you into the peace of YeHoVaH. I knew this is the word of YeHoVaH for me, prayer and faith. From that point on, I changed my state into prayer and praise. The moment I tuned into prayer and praise, that voice of YeHoVaH that was held back by the noises came out clearly. And when the voice came out clearly, here's what the voice said to me. YeHoVaH does not seem to be concerned Abba doesn't seem to be as much concerned about what we are concerned about until we are concerned with what he is concerned about. God is not as much concerned as the things you are concerned about until you are concerned with what he is concerned about. And YeHoVaH said to me, deeply, I could clearly understand what he was saying. He said, see, you're going about looking at the incompletions of the project. but are not as much concerned about that. Can you imagine that? This is why we're raising funds to finish it for God. To, we have this sense of, oh, we are doing big things for God. We want to complete for God. And many times behind those loud grammars, God is not even concerned about that primarily. And even for me, who was behind this whole trying to make it work, YeHoVaH, in one way, has stepped back and said, hey, I'm not as concerned about what you're concerned about. You're the one who is concerned about, oh, roofing, oh, plastering, oh, painting, oh, and I keep seeing everything not complete. And I'm thinking YeHoVaH should see that I feel this should be completed. I said, I'm not concerned about what you're concerned about. Until you are concerned about what me I'm concerned about. So I've shifted from what he is concerned about, thinking we are both concerned about the same thing. So what was the concern of YeHoVaH? Turn with me to the book of Luke chapter 10. Let's see Luke 10. What is the concern of YeHoVaH? Luke chapter 10. Luke 10, let's read from verse 38. Luke 10 from verse 38. Are we there? Luke 10 from verse 38. And it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Yeshua's feet and heard his words. But Martha was cumbered, concerned, distracted. That's the Martha that received and welcomed Yeshua into our home. We are told in verse 40, but Martha was cumbered about serving, and came to Yeshua and said, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her, therefore, to come help me. And Yeshua answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. But one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part, which shall not be taken from her. Powerful, explosive revelation. If you turn this experience or this information left, right, it is so heavy and weighty. Yeshua is a guest. The home is open to the master. He's a guest. Anyone in their right thinking mind thinks, I need to entertain the guest. We all should have that sense of hospitality towards the guest. But here we see a new orientation, that we may open our home to Elohim. We may even build a house for Elohim, or even build a place where he can stay and yet not sit with him. You can be busy trying to serve him and not be sitting with him. You can be busy trying to fix things for him, the guest house, the roof, the place, all of these things. There's all possibilities of trying to get this complete project. Even your own self, you may be in a place where you want to get things completed for him, and unknown to you, you slept, you've done all the ditch, you've fallen from the place of being with him. Martha comes to Yeshua to report. Sensible report. You are the guest in our home. At least the basic meal we offer the guest is not prepared. Martha, Mary, my sister, should know what comes first is as guest has to be refreshed. Mary is not concerned about that. Mary sits at the feet of Yeshua. Mary forgets structure, arrangement, organization, packaging, all of those things that we think are appropriate. Mary forgets it. Martha is thinking structure, organization, preparation, doing things right, and then in the place of doing things right, Martha slips off the ditch, and then she's in a place where she's not supposed to be. She's now overwhelmed and covered with so many things. Our lives many times is just that way. We are embodiment of encumbrances. One man is walking, he's thinking about wife, children, school fees, house rent, health issue. People have high blood pressure. Why? Encumbrances. One person thinking so many things. And those weight of thoughts, even though they are realities of life, you are wondering, why is God not concerned about this thing I'm concerned? And God does not seem to be concerned about my health crisis, family crisis. I've been looking for a mate for my wife for almost 1.5 years. He seemed to give me everything I want. I'm not concerned. I have to wake up 4 a.m. I have to wake up, feed the baby along with my wife. We have to struggle through it. So when we try to say, God, but you see the frustration now, give us a maid, and we try to make it work. We bring a maid with a witch. God, can't you see that I need help as a minister? I should be praying, but now I'm carrying baby, and then God, when will I be praying and fasting? And then you should know that this is frustrating me. And then God is like, God, I will step out and just go and type for maid company, and then somebody will show, and then I go up and bring somebody who is a witch. I said, okay, no more maid until God talks, and then we are waiting, and then we are stressed. You're stressed. And you're like, God, can't you see my concern? Can't you see this thing is affecting my health, my time? And God is like, and God is saying, in all of your encumbrances and your concerns, if you want to put me into your concern, first come to my own concern. If you are concerned with my concern, I, YeHoVaH, will be concerned with your concern. Because who is the boss in the first place? I'm telling you. There are things God keeps quiet about, and they are killing you. You know it's killing you. You know this thing will embarrass you. You know this is a major area God must deal with, and then God is not dealing with it. And if you try to deal with it, you get into more trouble. There's a need to make the guest. No guest want to leave a house. I went to that house. Nobody gave me food. I just got there. Nobody gave me food. Nobody gave me water, and they were just busy hearing what I had to say to them. But here, the math is the other way around. When Martha brings the report to Yeshua, Yeshua tells Martha, I feel your temperature. He says, Martha, you are encumbered about much serving. I see that you are concerned. You are always trying to see what is not fixed in the house. You're encumbered about so much pressure. Don't you care that my sister left me to serve? Don't you care I don't have a maid? Don't you care I don't have a job? Don't you care I don't have resources, finances to help raise my children? Don't you care that I'm not feeling fine? Martha brings the complaint to Yeshua and said, don't you care that my sister had left me to serve? Tell her to come help me. Thinking Yeshua can use his influence and then Martha, Mary, please, just leave my presence and go help your sister. But that was spiritually wrong. It was psychologically, if you look at it psychologically, it looks right. But spiritually, how would I tell her to leave my presence to go serve? When I tried to build this place on the Sabbath, I was trying to say, leave God's presence to the work. And God said, do you want the building or do you want my presence? It's best there's no work. It's best there's no serving. It's best there's no building. It's best don't end up wasting millions to build and wasting your time and your family's life. I know we moved from Lagos to Port Harcourt. We drive distance to this place. I know what it takes to move around with the family, to uproot my child from school and come here. If I miss a step in error, it affects their whole life. It's not a single man doing ministry, it's a family involvement, it is destiny. If I focus and miss YeHoVaH at any time, the ripple effect, it's not just me, it's wife, it's children, it's everyone that comes in here. They will be a part of the judgment. To tell Mary to leave so she can serve sounds logical, but it's destructive. It's best Mary stays and there's no serving. It's best YeHoVaH stays. It's best you have YeHoVaH's presence and there's no building. It's best there's YeHoVaH's presence and there's no roof. It's best there's YeHoVaH's presence and there's no door than to have doors, roof, houses, decoration, marbles, and don't have the presence of YeHoVaH. For many, they don't care. If YeHoVaH is not there, manipulation, deception can replace his presence for them. Tells Martha, one thing is needful. And that's why I'm going to show us this morning what that one thing is. If you make that one thing a needful spiritual hunger of your life, it will break you free from the anxiety of saying, this is not done, this is not done. Why will this be done? Let me know. Because you're trying to always serve, to fix things done. You always try to make things work. Then in trying to see your major needs and encumbrances, you miss that one thing that YeHoVaH wants you to focus on. The presence of YeHoVaH, the power and the glory of YeHoVaH is what the enemy is constantly trying to distract us from. So when I got that rebuke from YeHoVaH, I walked around this place. And YeHoVaH said, this is my house. This is where I want my power and presence to dwell. A place where men can have spiritual retreats. A place where people can come and meet with YeHoVaH, not meet with me, but meet with YeHoVaH. A place where people can walk around and pray to YeHoVaH and they will hear them. It's more powerful than glamour. It's more powerful than glamour, decoration, buildings. A lot of time we sacrifice glamour for that place where YeHoVaH's presence can come down when men cry, Jehovah, I'm in trouble, help me. And there is help in that kind of place. What can you ever give to have that place? Now, when men step in here with their cancer, tumor, bondage, affliction, and they cry out to the Elohim of heaven, help me, and there's help. What can I give for that? And what can I give for that? And how can I trade that away? Because I can be so anxious and focused on glamour, marble, completion. My heart can be, oh, let this building just be completed. And be less concerned about what Mary was concerned about. Serving versus presence of God. You miss the major one, the needful one. Years down the line, the walls start cracking. Years down the line, the walls will start cracking. You may plaster, paint, and cover, it will crack again. The crack will show down the line. And this is where many of us have been. We have lost all this thing. If you walk in here, for example, how do you feel? I look at what chairs is behind me, there's no one is sitting there. That's the church mind, the church man mind. The church man mind is coming to gather in a church setting. The spiritual man is coming to encounter his Elohim. So when you know you are in a place where YeHoVaH is, what more do you want? If you know you are in a place where Elohim is, what more do you want? Then cry out to him. Let him hear your needs and your cry. If Elohim is not here, you know what happened? I will be the one fixing people's problem. That's what the charismatic church has become. Fixing people's problem, telling them lies to keep them in chairs, to keep them coming. They are fearful to lose people. And that's one thing you now do. When you manage it, when you arrange it, then you must manipulate it to keep it. But once you get the highest and the most important value, which is his presence, then you as a minister, enter rest. Because when they come with their barrenness, I'm not a doctor, pastor, I'm barren. What do we do? But since he's here, it's his house. Abba, please give a child. And we'll see results. Oh, pastor, I want a job. I want a contract breakthrough. I'm not a contractor. What do I do for people? Okay, let's pray. Let's lift our voice towards Abba. Abba, begin to do things for people. That's how the minister of YeHoVaH can rest. So the people now know by themselves, YeHoVaH is here. Now, they don't need me anymore. I'm a pointer. I'm not Messiah. I'm a pointer to him. So when they now begin to see the experience of YeHoVaH in their life, they can now reach out to him for themselves and grow by themselves. And this is how it is supposed to be. You should be coming in here knowing I'm going into the house of YeHoVaH, where YeHoVaH is. And that also will influence how you walk in, how you sit down, how you expect to receive YeHoVaH's word, what you expect to get, and then what you even will give to YeHoVaH. Because once you know YeHoVaH is not in a place, and say, bring offering. You just squeeze anything in your pocket and just drop one. You know nothing will happen. But once you are conscious of the presence of YeHoVaH, you know that give this. It is not going to one man's pocket or bank account or a ministry. I'm giving to YeHoVaH. Then as you give it with your family, you say, we are giving this to YeHoVaH. YeHoVaH. This is YeHoVah's work. This is what I'm saying is that when you begin to have this new understanding that this is YeHoVah's house and YeHoVah's work, for me, I almost took it up as my work, not YeHoVah's work. So since I took it up as my work, I'm thinking completion. What YeHoVaH is thinking is presence. I'm thinking completion. He is thinking not completion. I'm thinking a place where I can do it. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking a place where I can do it. That's all he cares about. He's thinking a place where he can dwell. So once I now shifted my mind, I was now thinking that way. I want a place where YeHoVaH can dwell. He now tells me, now you're concerned with my concern. With that, I will meet your concern. That's why I said yes. So I changed from my own concern to YeHoVaH's concern. He now said yes. From this point on, I will be concerned with your own concern. So when I walk around this place now, I'm walking with a deeper sense of YeHoVaH, your glory, your presence. YeHoVaH, your glory, your presence. YeHoVaH, your glory, your presence. Feel this place. Feel this place, YeHoVaH, with your glory, your presence. Instead of thinking, goofy, printing, I'm thinking big. This and that one is bigger. Completion is not as big as your presence. So I'm thinking, I'm not walking up thinking, oh, that work is not completed though. I'm now thinking more of, oh, your presence, your glory, a place. This is the place of YeHoVaH, where your presence and your glory will feel. That is the major concern of my heart. Can you shift from thinking about money, your job, your health crisis, and say, God, let my body be filled with your presence? Don't think of the headache. Don't think about the tumor or the cancer or the back pain or the bone pain, the neck pain. Think, oh, that my life, that my body, that my life will be a place where men will encounter your presence and your glory. Oh, YeHoVaH, fill my body. Fill me with your presence and your glory. Oh, that is my major concern. And when I make that my concern, YeHoVaH says, oh, okay, that's your concern now. Then what is your own concern? Healing. Then he brings the healing for you. He brings the healing for you. Mary discovered the presence of YeHoVaH was the most needful, while Martha was distracted with serving and working for YeHoVaH. Now let's turn our Bibles to the book of Exodus. Let me just show us a principle there, and then we'll round off. Exodus chapter 25. Exodus 25. Can I have the equation? Exodus 25. Are you there? Exodus 25 from verse 1. And YeHoVaH spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering of every man that giveth it willingly with his heart. Ye shall take my offering. Can you imagine? Please, Mark, are you there now? Please help me read verse 2. Help me read verse 2. Hello, Mark, can you hear me? Yes. Can you read well? Okay, help me read verse 2, bro. My brother. Verse 2. Please, let's listen to him carefully.
Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering. Of every man that giveth it willingly with his heart, ye shall take my offering.
Thank you. The one that gives willingly says, God now says, take my offering. It's not his offering. When you condition it to be willingly, it becomes his offering. He said, let each one bring an offering. He commands everyone to give an offering because it's about to be a work. So why those who came with it willingly, instantly, that offering became YeHoVaH's offering. Because why? To be willing to give is the making of YeHoVaH. Verse 3 says, and this is an offering which ye shall take of them. What offering are they going to give to YeHoVaH? Number 1, gold. Number 2, and silver. 3, and brass. 4, and blue. 5, and purple. 6, and scarlet. And fine linen, and goat hair. And goat skin dyed red. And badger skins, and sheeting wools. Oil for the light. Spices for anointing oil. And for sweet incense, honest stones, and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. Verse 8, and let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them. Now pay attention, saying that's where I'm going this morning. He asked them to bring gold, silver, purple, scarlet, ram skin, honest stone, stones to be set in the ephod and the breastplate, oil for the light, spices for anointing oil, and sweet incense. So all of these things he calls offering. So offering is not just only money. It is both gold and silver. It is both brass. And everything else you give when YeHoVaH demands. So when YeHoVaH makes a demands, whatever demands YeHoVaH makes, if YeHoVaH demands that he wants people to work in this project, and you offer yourself, it's an offering. Because if you look at it, the characters of the offerings, it was not just money, it mentions oil for light, spices for anointing oil. Offering can be yourself, your time, your moment. Everything is an offering. If YeHoVaH demands it, it becomes an offering. But here is where YeHoVaH is going. Let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them. And this caught my attention, saints. It caught my attention. What is a sanctuary? What is a sanctuary?
The holy dwelling place of YeHoVaH.
A holy, I love that word, dwelling place of YeHoVaH. As powerful as that word is, that statement is a collection of 2 verses. That's verse 8 and 9. Help me read verse 9. So to put together what we just said now, a holy dwelling place of YeHoVaH. Now read verse 9, sir. Exodus 25:9.
According to all that I shewed thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall ye make it.
Amen. Thank you. Now, there are 2 words there, and these two have different language. The first word will say the word sanctuary, and the next will say the word tabernacle. Sanctuary and tabernacle. The word sanctuary in the Hebrew, mikdash. Mikdash is a holy dwelling place. Mikdash is a now mikdash is no. Mikdash is different from mikdash is different from mishkan. So we have two words there. The word sanctuary is the word mikdash, while the word tabernacle is the word mishkan. The word sanctuary is the word mikdash. The word tabernacle is the word mishkan. Now, because when he said it's a holy dwelling place, he's connecting sanctuary and tabernacle together, which is how it works. But if you look at the arrangement, the fourth arrangement is that a sanctuary is a sacred, holy place. The idea of what a sanctuary is it's like an asylum, a place of refuge. It is wherever people or someone is protected or given shelter. It is where people find refuge, safety, a spiritual life, and recovery is a sanctuary. Sanctuary has the connotation of a place of refuge, a place of spiritual recovery, a place of safety. It even means a place of rest. So it tells them that in verse 8, let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them. Let them do what? Make me what? A sanctuary. For example, I say to you, I said, brother, make me a bed, and I will come to your house. Now the bed is used because of want for a bigger way of expression. But when it says make me a sanctuary, that may dwell among them, YeHoVaH is saying something so powerful. I've traveled around and I've seen life a bit. The need of so many people is a sanctuary. A sanctuary has been limited to a religious building called a church building. If a church building cannot give safety, refuge, protection, shelter, rest, it does not satisfy for the term sanctuary. Sanctuary is a deeper word. Mikdash, a sacred, holy place, an asylum. It says one is running from something into something. When people are oppressed, bound, yoked, frustrated, broken, wasted, meaningless in life, they often need a place. Call it holy, call it sacred. It has to be or fulfill the mission of being an asylum. So God was saying to me, see, why do you know why I'm concerned about you making this place a place of my glory and presence? Is because I want this to be my sanctuary. If you get the building but not my presence, it won't be a sanctuary. Why? The broken will come and go broken. There are so many asylum seekers. They tell you why they seek asylum. They are running from danger from their home country. They want asylum visas. That's the only, sometimes for people, the only thing that will save them is an asylum visa. The Kingdom Legacy Project is supposed to be an asylum, a place of refuge, a place where someone or something is protected or given shelter. A place of recovery. So to prepare the sanctuary where YeHoVaH will dwell, you can't be overly focused on the external, but focus on the inner life. The major thing, the center that holds all together, the presence of YeHoVaH. That is where the miracles, signs, wonders, deliverance, freedom. I want to see broken home mended. I want to see those say, wow, I came broken and now I'm whole. My life was without me. Now YeHoVaH has made me whole. I met YeHoVaH here. YeHoVaH is indeed here. I want to see YeHoVaH do the work of transformation of people. Testimony that comes from the awesome glory, presence of YeHoVaH in the lives of people. See, I see pastors. I know how hardened men can be. My instruction, my counsel, my preaching does not effect change if YeHoVaH's presence does not make it happen. A sanctuary is harder to make. A church building is easier to build. It's easier to build a church building than to make YeHoVaH a sanctuary. People's brokenness are fixed in the sanctuary. People's emptiness are filled in a sanctuary. Sanctuary is not erected by manipulation, or by deceit, or by cleverness, or by innovation, or by skill. Sanctuary is an establishment of heaven. And that's what I'm going to show you something so powerful. Sanctuary is an extension of heaven in the affairs of men. So it tells Moses, let them make me a sanctuary, and I may dwell among them. You make YeHoVaH a sanctuary. Verse 9 says, according to all that I show thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle. That's where around when it mentioned dwelling, the holy dwelling. Don't forget the idea of the sanctuary is holy, but it has the connotation of a place of refuge, rescue, rest, redemption. Now, that holy sanctuary is built after or according to what he shows Moses after the pattern of the tabernacle, the word Mishkan, which is the tabernacle in Hebrew. Mishkan means a dwelling place, a residence, and a habitation. A residence or a habitation. Now, so in building, YeHoVaH tells Moses, that I will show you the pattern, the way you are to do it. You see why it's easy to conceive a dream. I'm not in any way comparing what we're doing to the tabernacle or the sanctuary you're speaking about here. I'm only saying we're drawing application and principles to apply to our contextual environment. So when YeHoVaH tells Moses about the sanctuary, the tabernacle, Moses seems to know that Abba wanted to build a link, a base for human rescue, where those bound by darkness could find light, and the free will continually be free. So we look at the idea of the sanctuary, tabernacle. YeHoVaH is trying to establish a link, a base, because it tells Moses, you're going to look at the heavenly things and build this tabernacle according to the vision of the pattern of the heavenly. That means heaven is putting its base, its link on the earth. So when it is on the earth, the oppressed, those who are bound, can now find rescue. People are not finding rescue because that presence and the glory of YeHoVaH is often not available in the places they run to for refuge. Now, so if you read Exodus 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and so on, so it's a step-by-step organization of what Moses was told to do. Eventually, you read down to chapter 40, where it speaks of the completion of the tabernacle. And every other areas YeHoVaH told Moses or instructed Moses to build, we see a completion of the tabernacle. But the beautiful thing about the completion of the tabernacle was not the gold, the silver, the brass, the marbles, the blue, the scarlet, and the fine linen, or the ram, or the goat hair, or the oil of light. The beautiful thing about it was that YeHoVaH's presence could be manifest. Eventually, whatever you're doing with your life for YeHoVaH, the biggest thing you must seek is that YeHoVaH's presence will be manifest. And conclusion, turn with me to Exodus chapter 40. Exodus 40. Exodus 40. From verse 33 to the end. Now let's pay attention to this verse. Exodus chapter 40, from verse 33 to the end. And he raised up the courts round about the tabernacle and the altar, and set up the hanging of the court gate. So Moses finished the work. Verse 34. Then a cloud covered the tents of the congregation, and the glory of YeHoVaH filled the tabernacle. And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of the congregation because the cloud abode thereof, and the glory of YeHoVaH filled the tabernacle. And when the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onward in all their journeys. But if the cloud were not taken up, then they journeyed not till the day that it was taken up. For the cloud of YeHoVaH was upon the tabernacle by day, and pillar and fire was on it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel throughout all their journeys. Praise Jehovah. Amazing, verse 38. It says the cloud of YeHoVaH was upon the tabernacle by day, and fire on it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel throughout all their journeys. Amazing. So in conclusion, I'll say this. The proof of successful completion for Moses was his obedience. Obedience to build in such a way that YeHoVaH can dwell eventually. The goal of building is that what we build becomes a sanctuary, not a mortuary. The goal of building is that what we build eventually becomes a sanctuary, not a mortuary. Because people do rest also in the mortuary. Even though a sanctuary is a place of rest, people do rest also in the mortuary. It only becomes a sanctuary through obedience to specific patterns. You can't build a sanctuary through ambition. It only becomes a sanctuary through obedience to specifics and patterns. This place can only become a sanctuary through obedience to specifics and patterns. So you want Moses, see that you build according to the pattern I showed you on the mountain. Not in the beer parlor. Patterns are shown on the mountains. Patterns are shown in the place of prayer. Patterns are shown in the place of prayer and waitings. Patterns don't manifest in the beer parlor. You see why many lives, many people live a life void of patterns. So I pray this message bless his soul today. Because for me, it's like what I just did today was to preach to myself. I just preached to myself this morning, hoping you catch up today or the next 7 years, the next 5 years, you catch up with this message. But if you are in a place where you understand the power of sanctuary, the power of contacts, you will now know what we are building. What we are building. Now, 7 things to expect prophetically by YeHoVaH. 7 things. First, this should be a place of retreat. Now, pay attention, saints. Pay attention. This shall be a place of retreat. This shall be a place of retreats. This shall be a place of healing, refreshment, and recovery of brokenness. This shall be a place of training and equipping. As men begin to find a sense of calling and awakening of YeHoVaH's voice, YeHoVaH will put in their heart, House of Israel, Nigeria. Go to House of Israel, Nigeria. It is one of my sanctuaries. House of Israel, Nigeria shall be one of his sanctuaries. And people will say, I heard about YeHoVaH say I should come here to be trained. Pastor, how do I begin? It shall be a place of training. It shall be a place of training. Fourthly, this shall be a place of impactation. This shall be a place of impactation. Impactation and activation. Some of you may not understand what I'm saying now. But because of the presence and the glory of YeHoVaH, there's a forceful impactation coming upon you. Before you know it, you just start understanding what I'm saying. Because why? The Ruach will grant you the understanding of what I'm saying. Fifthly, this shall be a place of doings. Doings. D-O-I-N-G, a place of doings. Doing means works, mighty action, a place of doings. Miracles, signs, and wonders shall be done in this place by the hands of YeHoVaH. See, when men step into this whole territory, they will feel the electrical charge, the power waves of YeHoVaH, the trigger. In such a short time, witches will begin to cry out in their covens and domain, and they'll be threatened, and then the regions will begin to feel a deep weight of liberation from the captivity, and the spells to be broken, enchantment destroyed, yokes broken, by the power of YeHoVaH charged around the atmosphere. Curses will be broken. Men will be in their homes while the curses have been broken. As men step into this place, supernaturally they will feel the electrical wave of YeHoVaH go through them, bringing them healing instantly, deliverance instantly, liberation instantly, addiction will break instantly, bodies will leave them. Because why? This place is a sanctuary filled with the presence and the glory of YeHoVaH. It shall be a place of doings. And sixthly, this shall be a place of release. A place of release shall this house be. Thus says YeHoVaH, from this house will I release my mighty soldiers. My mighty armies shall be trained, equipped, and released in this place. They will come weak. They will come unprepared. They will come disorganized, but I will equip them, train them, and release them from this place to the nations of the earth. Men shall be released from this place. For those who bound by religion, tradition, denomination, bound to traditions and all false doctrine and all kinds of demonic work, this shall be the place of release. It shall be a place of release. And lastly said YeHoVaH, this shall be a place of glory. This shall be a place of glory. A place of glory. My name shall be glorified in this house and among my people. For thou shalt see my glory, and you shall walk and begin to walk in my glory, because I've said to you, go prepare my glory by being concerned about the things that concerns me. I'm preparing you and you and you and you for the greater glory. For some of you have walked in here thinking business as usual. Some of you have walked in here by omission. You walked in here for selfish reasons. You walked in here for a mission. You walked in here for a divine assignment. You walked in here by divine leading. In whatever way you walk in here, as far as you're here, I will show you my glory. And as you're exposed to my glory, you will be transformed. For it is my glory that transforms. My glory shall stand like a mighty mirror over this whole house. And as men and women gaze upon my glory, they will be changed. Tell them one more time, this is not business as usual. And thus says YeHoVaH, for those whose heart is not prepared, for those who are unwilling, for those who are unyielding, just tell them, beware. This is not a place to mess around with. As my glory exalts, so shall my glory abase. As my glory heals, so shall my glory destroy. Prepare my people for my glory. Prepare my people for my presence. Teach my people to honor and reverence my presence, said YeHoVaH. To honor my presence. Thank you. Thank you, YeHoVaH. Thank you, YeHoVaH. Lift your hands towards heaven. Just lift your hands towards heaven. Just say, thank you, YeHoVaH. Thank you, YeHoVaH. Thank you, YeHoVaH. Thank you, YeHoVaH. Thus says YeHoVaH. Thus says YeHoVaH. Tell my people to walk away from sin. Walk away from sin. Walk away from sin. Sin is not tolerated in the sanctuary. Men don't get away with sin in the sanctuary. Tell my people to walk away from sin. So depart from their iniquities. to be holy as I am holy. I pray for the impartation of the spirit of holiness. Let it be an impartation of the fear of YeHoVaH. The fear of YeHoVaH. The fear of YeHoVaH. The fear of YeHoVaH. The reverence of YeHoVaH. The honor. The respect. The awe of YeHoVaH. Once again, my awe will move around you. My awe will move around you one more time. And because of my awe, there will be discipline, says YeHoVaH. Says, my awe shall produce discipline within and among the saints. Say, for there have been no discipline within the body because of my awe being absent in many houses. When my awe shall come, then shall I administer my discipline. Till my awe came, and Ananias and Sapphira were disciplined. YeHoVaH is once again about to discipline the indisciplined. And for those who receive me and welcome me and bless and rejoice at my coming and sit at my feet, to them will I instruct. Them will I anoint. It is them will I exalt. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. We appreciate you. I give you the praise, Abba. Receive all the glory. Receive all the honor and adoration. In Yeshua's mighty name. Hallelujah. Amen. Let's have our seat in YeHoVaH's presence. Thanks for being around today. We bless YeHoVaH for this moment. You know, before I began this teaching, I said we're in a season of new understanding. Yeah, so I feel you know, you will see more of the operation of the prophetic because of the presence and the glory of YeHoVaH. Whenever YeHoVaH's presence and glory manifest, the prophetic is more in action. The prophetic. And please, saints, let's organize ourselves so we can be blessed by his presence. When Daddy comes home, things don't remain the same. When Daddy comes home, there's purging. So it's time to do the purging. So I want to give us an opportunity right now to give to YeHoVaH. And for those of us who are watching through the internet, we now have an added platform to our stream. So you can watch our broadcast on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter. So this broadcast right now is on Twitter also. And we have increased the speed of our broadcast from 720 to 1020. So you have more clarity and more speed to our broadcast. And we are trusting Abba for perfection in every aspect of what we're doing for YeHoVaH. Perfection in every aspect of what we do for YeHoVaH. That's why I want the basis of your preparation for the work to be from the knowledge of the all presence and the glory of YeHoVaH. If we all function from that place, YeHoVaH will be glorified. So if you're watching through the internet and you want to give an offering, you want to sow a seed, you want to be the partner and glorify the work of YeHoVaH through this ministry, go on our website, aitoinigeria.com, or on your screen, you'll find the PayPal and the Cash App address. And you can also give through Word Remit. You can also give through Word Remit, and we also accept cryptocurrencies. So if you feel led to give through any of these channels and platforms, please take advantage of it and give right away. And may God bless you as you give in Yeshua's name. And if you're here this morning, you are here with the offering, lift your offering towards heaven. Say, Abba, sanctify my offering this morning and receive it. I offer it unto YeHoVaH. I offer it unto YeHoVaH. YeHoVaH, receive this offering and let this offering be for the transformation. Let this offering be for my blessing, for my lifting, and for my turnaround. Can I have the basket, please? In Yeshua's, go ahead. In Yeshua's mighty name, I pray. Amen. Okay, few announcements before we go. Hallelujah. Few announcements. We appreciate YeHoVaH. Last Sunday, while we're rounding up a prayer, service, I was led to pray for Sister Victoria. And one of our sister yesterday, last Sunday, YeHoVaH helped us, and we now have a bouncing baby girl. And with that, let's put our hands together for YeHoVaH. Let's celebrate the blessing. So YeHoVaH added a baby girl, another baby girl to the family of our brother. I can feel right to your feet so they don't know you. So, brother, face, YeHoVaH blessed him with another child. So, bless YeHoVaH. So, let's celebrate YeHoVaH and say, Father, thank you. Let's thank you together. Say, Father, we thank you for the family of Boniface. We bless you for the addition of this new life. We receive this child and we thank you for his life. In Yeshua's mighty name, pray. Amen. So please, the naming, is it tomorrow? Tomorrow is the naming of the child. So please, we'll be present. My wife and I will be present, and those of us here also, if you won't be present, you can notify me so you can go along with us when we go for the naming of the child. So what time are you scheduled? 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. tomorrow. 3 p.m. tomorrow is the naming of the child. Thank you so much, sir. So please, let's not fail. 3 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a seat. 3 p.m. tomorrow. And also, make sure if you come with us, don't come empty-handed. Hold an offering. Hold an offering for that child. See, if you follow my teaching here, if you believe the issue is this, I don't even believe in myself. I believe in YeHoVaH through me. Things can happen for people. Please hear me say this to help you. Several people entered my life. When they came, they had nothing. We were poor. No money, no finances. When they believed me as a man sent of YeHoVaH, and believed on the grace and the anointing of YeHoVaH upon my life, and they were hearing my messages on YouTube, on Facebook, the proof you believe in me or in this mission is you hear my message. I'm not asking you to sow a seed. You will never hear me compel anyone to sow a seed. And I will never come to your house to ask for an offering. And I'll never call you on phone to bug you with the offering to build a project. If it was the first prophet, since you walk in here, you'd have been paying and be compelled to support the project going on here. But I've said to you, if your wife is leading you to give to this project, make sure you do. But if you follow what I teach, the things we teach in this ministry, I'm telling you, you'll be blessed supernaturally. And your whole life will change. But if you come here as a hearer and not a doer, at the end, you'll find out that you reap nothing. You reap nothing. And that's why I don't want people to waste their time. There is fruit to be reaped if you receive the word taught and apply it. And there's nothing to be gained if you receive the word taught and you do nothing about it. If you can't come on Thursdays, go on our page on Facebook, YeHoVaH Nigeria, Half of Israel Nigeria. Hear the message. Go on our YouTube. There are records of our previous teachings. Hear the message over and over again. Yeah. Go on our YouTube channels. Hear the message. Spend your money on a megabyte. Get a megabyte and then hear the message. Download the message. Over and over again. I'm telling you, the time will come when your financial level, your level begin to change. Because why? As your spirit man increases, everything else about you will increase. Then you become part of the builders, kingdom builders. So lastly, to complete the kingdom legacy project, the estimated amount needed, I broke it down in USD, is $35,675 US. To complete this whole work, we need $35,675 US. That is around 20 million naira. 20 million naira for the completion of this project. For some time, we've been waiting for financial miracles to complete the project. And January ended today. January is ended today. Next month is February. When YeHoVaH gave me this vision to build this, he gave me the faith to believe that this will be a one-year project, that before April, Passover, this building shall be dedicated. Now hear me. The devil spoke to me. He said, because you don't know what it takes to build. That's why you think 1 year can do it. I said to the devil, if I don't get the money, I will sell my car. I will sell my furniture. I will sell off everything I have in my house. I told my wife and I don't. My wife doesn't have an issue sitting on the floor, or staying without television, or staying without any other thing, just to build YeHoVaH's house. Anything at any cost. So I said, see, all roads is already blocked. If you say, hey, I'm going to make sure this word doesn't come to pass in 1 year, I say, hey, see, if you try to do it, see, I'll sell everything to put in YeHoVaH's house. I said on Thursday, we give out clothes not because we are trying to gather members. No, I've not shared flyer. I've not done build flyers yet. I've not gone. No. What we have is just YeHoVaH's doing. Are you hearing me? When I gave out those clothes, I was teaching myself a lesson. I don't want to have too much. I just want to have my needs met. That's the law of YeHoVaH. If you give, you will receive. The Kingdom Legacy Project is your opportunity to be blessed. It is not my opportunity. The Kingdom Legacy Project is your opportunity to be blessed. What else? One of our partners and I did an estimation. We have a group on Facebook, which is the Kingdom Legacy Group. And the calculation is this: if 21 people give $1,689 US, if one person, each of us give $1,689, which turns out to be around 800,000. 900,000. Now, if one person gives that each, then we can meet up the $35,000 mark. So if we break down this amount, say one person watching me right now, say, okay, I and my family, we want to do the $1,689 seed. And he said, yes. So if we have 21 people give that seed of $1,689 seed individually, then we can raise the $35,000 required to complete the project. Quickly, I felt in my heart, I said, this seed will break the delay. I said, yes, my wife and I will jump in. That we will do this, the $1,689 seed. So we will give also, because see, this project is not receiving and giving. No, we have given into it also. So I said, yes, we will do the $1,000 seed also. And any other person who want to join us, because we have a partner, I know, great news. I'll share more of that news with our partner, a partner who is giving $5,000 towards this $35,000. And when she said, YeHoVaH said it's time to empty my bank account. Lord said to her, it's time to empty her bank accounts. I know this is not a wealthy person. I said, it's time to empty your bank account. That's why when this idea came, I said, we cannot be receivers. We must be givers. It is more blessed to give than receive. I don't want to be a receiver. I want to be the giver. So how my family will do it. My children, everyone is giving. Everyone of them is giving. Because why? They may grow up and become receivers. Receivers are beggars. But the givers are the ones that are blessed. I'll share more about those kind of stories with you. Make up your mind. Say, I'm going to be a giver. I will sell my shoe. I will sell my clothes. If it's YeHoVaH's work, I will never withhold. If it's advancing kingdom, I will not withhold. If you have that kind of spirit, I'm telling you, YeHoVaH will back you up. YeHoVaH will help you make that dream come true. In a difficult economy like Nigeria, you need YeHoVaH to back you up. But it's not going to back you up if you don't make this kind of decision we make. Anything can go at any time in my house, and it's missing, and it's a seed, it's an offering. Anything can go at any time. You can see it now, the next day it's gone. It's a seed. It's a seed. It's a seed. It's kingdom. That's why somebody can say, go search my account. And those years in the past, I've sown the kind of seed But on hand, people will not have that feeling towards helping me. If I didn't, because whenever you project, you prepare. Guys, never say I don't have. To give to YeHoVaH. So he that gives to the poor lends to YeHoVaH. He that gives to the poor lends to YeHoVaH. So I pray for everyone who will be a part of the $1,689 seed or donation. That's around 900,000 naira. If you're here also, you say, God, I don't have it, but I want to be a part of the 900,000 naira seed. So I'm announcing there is a 900,000 seed. And if you feel your I don't have it, but if you give me, I'll give it. So you can be a part of it. So there's nobody named, there's no, it's just between you and YeHoVaH. And if you're watching and you feel led by YeHoVaH to give the $1,690 seed towards the project, you, your family, to come for the kingdom legacy project to be completed, now is the time to get on board to build the house of YeHoVaH. YeHoVaH, we thank you for the message today. We appreciate you, we honor you. We pray that every life will be impacted by your fullness, by your glory, and by your mercy. I pray that you extend helping hands to those who are down, to those who are crying for your help, for those who truly desire your help. Abba, extend your helping hands to them this week. And for those who don't even know how to ask for help from you, I pray you show them ways to ask for your help. I pray for those who are covetous and who are holding back what they have themselves to themselves. I pray you cause each one to be released and free to experience and enjoy your prosperity and your blessing. As each one advance your kingdom, may you advance their concerns. Yeshua's so 3 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be at the house of Ralph Boniface for the naming of his daughter, the 8th day naming of his daughter. And please, if you're coming, come with a gift for this family. Come with a gift, and that gift will be a contact point for your own open door. What you make happen for another, YeHoVaH will make happen for you. In Yeshua's name. Rest your feet. I declare you blessed as you go. May YeHoVaH bless you and grant you abundance. And may the refreshment shared among the saints be blessed. May everything eaten or drunk today be blessed. May everyone who has given an offering be blessed. May no one be in lack or in debt. May no one be needy. May each one have an abundance of every good work. You're sick in your body right now, be healed. Be healed, be restored. In Yeshua's precious name. In Yeshua's name I pray. Shabbat shalom.